Welcome to YouTube Solves U.S. Real Estate Crises. I'm a New York real estate agent. My name is Raghu. And like the rest of the country, I've discovered this weekend that our dear Fannie Mae government housing program, holding $5 trillion worth of mortgages, may be in trouble. And therefore, I'm taking what appears to be, by a great deal of study with economists and other agents and brokers, the answer to solve this subprime mortgage crisis. It's a new mortgage system, and I'm taking it directly to our net citizens to pass along to family, friends, and our dear politicians in Washington to take a look at this. Very easy, inexpensive, and affordable. So let's turn here to our spreadsheet. So if you see a 30-year loan, which is the average mortgage, there we go. The average subprime mortgage is $200,000, and the average monthly payment for that is about $1,300 a month. There we go. So what we do is we take this $200,000 loan and we break it up. There we go. We break it up into two loans. The first loan is $50,000, and that's paid off over 2 years. The second loan is $150,000, and that's paid off over 26 years. So we do not add any extra years to it. However, what we do is up here, and we will add a down payment of $20,000, which is 10% of the total price of the mortgage. And if you add this $20,000, the monthly mortgage drops from about $1,300 a month to $730 a month. The reason why it's such a dramatic drop is that you're now adding almost 40% to $50,000. So even though 10% on $200,000 does not make much difference, when you add that same to a smaller loan, it drops it by almost 50%. So we can cut these mortgages to be less than it would cost to rent. Now for the second mortgage, this sits there for 4 years. On the camera there. Let's get there we are. It sits there for 4 years, and in that time, the interest is paid off each and every year down here. So the total interest is $40,000, which comes out to $10,000 a year. The bank gets to write off $10,000 a year in tax write-offs. Remember, the bank collects the interest at 6%, but gets it from the Federal Reserve at only 2%. So they get to write off 3 times more than what it costs them, which in of itself becomes a profit. But the magic here is that they do not have to reduce the price of the principal. Therefore, the original loan is worth 100% of its value, which means that Wall Street can now sell these mortgages at 100% their value. So the real issue is who's going to then pay this $20,000. Now, for those that have been following the news, we know that the government has already offered an $8,000 tax write-off for distressed properties and first-time home buyers. So all we need is somebody to throw an additional $10,000, which is only 5% of the $200,000 loan. So you add $18,000, and again, that brings the price down to $780. So we just need somebody to pay this additional $10,000 over and above what's already been given by Uncle Sam. So we say that the homeowner who wants to move, he has a new job on the other side of the country, wants to sell his home, if he puts in that $10,000, it will only cost him $150 a month for 4 years. For somebody making $80,000, they get to walk away from their property for $150 a month. That's the deal. Or you could have a developer. The developer will throw in this $10,000. They put in $10,000, they get $50,000 back. What a deal for them. Or the cities can throw in $5,000, and the homeowner can throw in $5,000. So at just 5% difference than what is already on the table offered by the government, we can take care of the entire subprime mortgage crisis. In fact, we could take care of the entire $5 trillion worth of mortgages being held by Fannie Mae right now. So what we're suggesting is the government puts in a couple $100 billion, and they will be able to secure 100% of that $5 trillion now being held by Fannie Mae. And for this, the government will not have to worry about the $5 trillion going under. They'll get a huge amount of money in taxes in the sale of these homes as well as these mortgages, and will completely and immediately reset the entire U.S. economy. Now, here's something that is also very interesting. If people have their mortgages cut by 50%, they will now have enough money to pay their gas, pay their food, pay their auto loans, their student loans, their credit cards. All these other industries that are being squeezed will instantly be able to do much better because the money is being, people now have the money for it. It also means that you've cut the U.S. debt. So because the U.S. debt has been cut, the value of America's debt has been reduced. Therefore, the value of the U.S. dollar will also rise because we're charging a higher interest rate of 6.5% rather than the 5 and 5.5%. It means the Federal Reserve can also raise their interest rates. Therefore, the value of the dollar has now doubled from 2% to 4 or even 5%. So with this, the value of the U.S. dollar will rise. That means the price of gas will go down by as much as 25%. So instead of paying $4.25, we'll pay $3.25. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the average state tax on a gallon of gas is about 40 cents, and the federal government throws on another 20. So if they drop this 60 cents worth of taxes, we could drop our gas prices back to $2.75 to $2.50 in 30 days with this program. And how much will it cost us? Only 5% of the total mortgage. So if you like the ideas, I'll have the spreadsheet online shortly, and I'll give you notice for that. And please pass it on to your politicians. If they get a few hundred, with the speak of a few thousand notices, they too will take a few minutes of their time to look at this. This has been looked over hundreds of times by my economists and Wall Street brokers, etc. We just need to get some politicians to take a second look. The answer is out there. It's here today. It's coming from the public. It's coming from realtors. This is what we do all day. And hopefully with a little bit of support of passing the message on, we might be able to get this off into circulation by the end of the week. Well, thank you for your time and have a great evening.